loved ones. During February, we continue to be immersed in the Aquarian portal that started when the Sun and Pluto moved into Aquarius, and that will continue with the Two Halves portal, and the many planets moving into this air sign, together with a new moon, on the 9th. This is going to be a new energetic month, from a cosmic perspective, for us to dive deep into our connection to the whole, for this is where we are heading, into a more unified space. February holds the essence of number 1. This, especially in opposition to the Two Halves portal, gives us the key to work with the energies of this month, which greatly emphasizes where many are at this time, moving from the self, the individual, the ego, the distorted masculine archetype, to the female one, the whole, and the community, for the universal mother embraces us all, equally. Number 1, individually, can manifest in the form of egoic traits, such as excessive power, arrogance, control, manipulation, stubbornness, etc., and that can help us see where we are, without judgments, just from an observer perspective, to be able to witness what needs to be shifted, so we can move into a more loving and unified perspective. Negative egoic traits can be also neutralized with determination, leadership, self-reliance, and many other positive traits that this number represents. This is an opportunity to work on inner alchemy, mastering the ego self, before we can embrace all as one, for this is a gradual step for those who are yet trapped within the ego's limited view. This is a process that must be respected as a very important part of our ascension journey that helps us step into further ascension stages. Number 1 also represents the new, what we are creating from the inside, after a period of discernment and deep soul communion. New beginnings that will determine the course of the next months of the year, for the process of seeding starts now, and it is important to start from within, which is why we had a meditative period before we can embark on a new phase. A month in which guides invite us to work on freedom, to be able to disengage from old programs, through mental and emotional clearing, required for us to keep an open mind/heart, and integrity to be able to act as we now think and feel. A new phase in which we are invited to continue working with clearing our ego, so we can move from the self to all, as the Aquarian portal will remind us during the entire month, in an attempt to mimic the new timeline's essence that we are heading into, for where we are heading is not about ourselves anymore, but about the whole as a community. We have a wonderful opportunity, during this month, to work on disengaging ourselves from egoic programs that serve the self, and start seeing everyone within divine love, even though others have chosen to evolve, in a totally different way than we had, for all is valid to grow and expand, as in the end, we all will reunify with God's source. Solar/platinum plasma waves, female and masculine pillar rehabilitation. During February, the solar plasma waves received, from our central sun and from the Pleiadian star system, are going to continue assisting in the planetary rehabilitation of the feminine and masculine pillars or templates, for as you know, our planet is now for the first time being restored of the many reversals and manipulations exerted for eons. The reintegration of both masculine and female essences in our planet, and within ourselves, is what the Two Halves Aquarian portal is confirming this year, as the energies are totally different from past years, since we are now prepared to finally take the step to polarity integration. Many are actually undergoing this process of 6th and 7th dimensional shoulder portals opening, as I can daily confirm in my personal co-creations with others. These galactic plasma waves can be seen, for those who co-create with them and are clairvoyant, as etheric electric platinum and gold liquid plasma, for those energies who hold the masculine and female codes necessary to help us restore both of our essences. This is an important step for both our personal ascension journey and our planetary transition. It facilitates healing to those who are now working on rehabilitating their masculine and female template, specifically clearing the ego, and erasing lunar moon distortions, as it is a very propitious time. It is precisely by healing ourselves and consciously embodying these energies that we can start working with our light body and DNA, for we can only activate our DNA by integrating the plasma waves that are descending into our planet, and that will result in the light body and crystal body activation required for us to move into the monad. The solar waves will help us also in self-synthesis for those who are on the path to reunification with their monad. These energies will assist us greatly during this time of rebirth and new beginnings, for it is from the feminine cosmic wound within ourselves that we give life to a new aspect of us, and to what we wish to bring into fruition, into our reality. We have two Venusian together with Pleiadian energies assisting us in the process of female reclamation that is taking place in many who have consciously chosen this path, and in the restoration of the earth structures that were distorted to impede the female planetary restoration, as well as the healing of the distorted masculine. Astrological events. From a planetary perspective, we start February by having Mercury, on the 5th of the month, moving into Aquarius. This is a soothing frequency for us to work on bringing mental releasement and liberation into our mental bodies, which is in perfect resonance with the Aquarian energies that too surrounded us since the end of January. This is going to help us immensely if we are working to free ourselves from human illusions, old beliefs, and anything we are trying to let go of. This essence brings mental flexibility, for us to flow and be open to new truths, for there is always a higher truth, as we continue to evolve, a new level of it that we are now ready to appreciate and embody. Indeed, a very important energy that, if used wisely, could help us work on self-sovereignty at all levels, as this is where humanity is heading, into a space of ownership of their own selves and lives. On the next day, we have Saturn quintil Uranus. This is a very harmonic aspect that will help us to regain clarity within our inner transformational and healing process. An essence that for those who are ready will help them show who they are, their uniqueness, personal gifts, and above all, the determination and commitment to be who they are, and to seed their special talents into the world. A few days later, on February 9th, we have the culmination of this Aquarian portal, with a new moon at 20 degrees Aquarius. This is the end of the old, and the beginning of a new era, that will gradually come to fruition. It is a passage that will invite us to question our beliefs, as it is influenced by Uranus, who we are becoming, and where we are going, remembering that it is by shifting what does not resonate that we liberate ourselves, and start anew. This passage also reminds us of the importance of acting within divine love and integrity, as within our new harmonic timeline, we no longer do what benefits us but the whole, for we now remember our connection to all living beings and forms of consciousness, to continue navigating this Aquarian portal. And before we move to Piscean energies, we too have on February 13th Mars entering into Aquarius, and on the 16th Venus doing the same. Mars, the power, the warrior within us in Aquarius, invites us to utilize all of our personal power, strength, and energy, in building our new lives, by thinking as well in how we could assist the whole, in helping others in their path too, as ultimately everything is energy, and the result depends on how we decide to channel it. Mars in Aquarius is also a significant reminder for us to remember that our actions, all that we are choosing to create or do, need to reflect our new state of consciousness, which is now a more unified one, focusing on putting our energy and intention on humanitarianism, selfless assistance, community, and everything that involves healing and helping the whole. It is indeed a time to create healing, solutions, and everything that results in innovating and bringing more love to all. On February 18th the Sun enters Pisces. We now pass to the invisible realms of Pisces, where we illumined ourselves, regained higher wisdom, and began to walk towards the depths of our being. A time of miracles, which is nothing but the conscious alignment with our God Self, and a time for us to leave an old cycle of false beliefs and disempowerment behind, beginning to walk toward the light of who we truly are. One of the lessons that Pisces offers us is the ultimate transcendence of all the old mental programming and beliefs that we used to hold within, as Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac and therefore the one who has already discovered all the aspects of himself, integrating all the challenges/lessons required to embody a higher level of awareness that will make him see the truth, instead of the old illusion in which he was immersed. This is a process that Aquarius too is helping us achieve, the mental liberation of all of our previous baggage, so we can start seeing our new self and path clearer. Now that we have seen what is beyond our human senses and crossed the illusory veils, we are ready to embrace a new way of living based on authenticity, integrity, and compassion, attributes that can only be mastered in the physical. On the next day, we have an important planetary event, the True Node conjunct Chiron. This will be significantly important for those who are guided to initiate themselves as healers or expand into their healing techniques. This event is an invitation to those who came here with a mission of restoration to start digging within themselves, bringing their healing abilities to the surface, learning their unique ways to heal and help others, so they can too put themselves in service to all, in their own special way. On February 23rd, we also have Mercury entering into Pisces, which is indeed a perfect frequency for those who are working on awakening/expanding their higher senses, retrieving wisdom, whether by working on their soul's gift activation or simply by the unique way they have chosen to put their gifts out there. Mercury in Pisces takes communication further than just in our earthly plane, and it is a good time for us to commune, in this Piscean season, with the non-physical aspects of ourselves, for even though those we consider our guides, are often future/parallel selves of us, communicating with us telepathically or even physically, if it is meant to be. Everything and everyone is an aspect of us, and it all depends on our awareness to be open and co-create with them. We end the month with a very loving and similar essence to that of Pisces, as we have on February 24th, a full moon at 5 degrees of Virgo. Virgo, as well as Pisces, although with a more grounding essence, also invites us to be of service, and make everything more pure, which is what this moon invites us to do, focusing on self-purification, for when we do so, we are too bringing more integrity and purity to all. February is a month to thrive and continue the seeding that we just started, by first recognizing that we can only do so when we embrace and unify our opposite polarities, and everything that is an extension of us. It is this same synthesis, the one that we are seeding into the world, making everything more loving, harmonic, and above all, whole, for we are now finally feeling the interconnectivity with everyone who walks on this path with us. I wish you a blessed February, beloved ones. May you always be conscious of all the love that walks with you. Within infinite love. Natalia Alba. By Natalia Alba.